Hi friends, it's Allison and I'm popping on for the Bold Blocks Quilt-A-Long, and this week our task is to cut, and it's also to make the mini blocks. And so before you get started on cutting, one of the most important parts is to press your fabric, because you want to make sure that you're getting the most accurate cuts possible. And to get the most accurate cuts possible, you don't want to have any creases in your fabric. So I'm going to press my fabric and I'll be back. After pressing, you are ready to cut. And so you're going to see me cut the fabric at 20 times speed. One thing to be really careful with while you're sewing your Bold Blocks quilt, if you're doing directional fabric, is to make sure that you have your sashing, the horizontal sashing, on top or bottom, just so that you don't have to seam rip a whole bunch later on when you start laying things out. So before I started sewing, what I did was counted 10 of my fabric 1 and another 10 of my fabric 1. So I just split them in half so that I could put the sashing on the bottom or the top of the block when I was sewing my mini blocks. Great, next up during your Quilt-A-Long task for the week is to start chain piecing those mini blocks. And so what chain piecing is, if you've never chain pieced before, is you just sew one after another, after another, after another, after another, without cutting the threads in between. And it makes for very smooth and fast sewing. I honestly sewed my mini blocks in less than a half hour, so happy sewing. right, friends, now your mini blocks are complete. My camera died with a couple blocks left to chain piece, but I did sew them quickly thereafter. So you'll want to just snip the threads in between each block and press them, and then your tasks are done for the week.